Hey everybody, welcome to my channel or welcome back. Do you ever uh, do you ever have moments or long moments where everything's going fine and then all of a sudden something happens and it's like the bottom drops out, or like I referred to my last video, you have a tower moment and it's like everything is hitting you at once. Nothing goes right. It's like thing after thing after thing is coming in. And I explained in my last video about tower moments and the fact that I'm going through one myself right now. And in this tower moment, because I was talking to a friend of mine the other day and I was telling her about it, and along with the tower moment, there are other things compounding on top of that. And, it's like a bunch of financial things that we weren't expecting. It's just like, oh my God, what else? Which, cancel, clear, delete. There is no what else. So anyway, and I was talking to a friend of mine and I said, we're told, and this is where I got another download. I got another truth. What am I going to call it? I'm going to call it something different. I don't know yet. It's coming to me. But I got another answer, because we're told that you go through things that test you through life, right? And what I'm going to explain to you is not what you've been told before. So you go through moments where, and you've heard, maybe you've heard, okay, the universe will test you before the breakthrough. You go through a hard time before the breakthrough. The universe is testing you when you're getting ready to do something big, because you're sent here to do something big, and Satan knows it. So, and you're getting ready to have that breakthrough. So Satan is like tempting you, and Satan does all these things to hinder you from getting to where you're supposed to go. Okay. This is where the message came through. Because, and it goes back, it ties in with the last few videos that I've done. Because it is another lie that we've been told. It's another messed up mindset that we've been programmed with to gear us for fear and to externalize your power. And you're giving because when you all come from a place of, oh my God, Satan is really testing me. The devil is testing me. You're externalizing everything and you're blaming somebody else. Well, the message I got was, because I started down that path when I was talking to her. I was like, okay, and it's kind of like, okay, the universe is testing me. There is no test. Satan, the devil, whatever you were brainwashed with, flush it, get rid of it, dump it, let it go. Because what it is, think about every time you've gone through a rough patch, every time you've gone through something that was less than pleasurable, what happened? You got through it and something better happened, right? Usually. Well, at least for me. And I can't believe I'm the only one. This happens to more than just me. So you go through these patches and you come out on the other side and you're in a much better place. Or you learn something from it. The message, and I'm covered in chills. The message is, it's everything you've been told is wrong. Everything you've been told is to inflict fear on you. For you to fear Satan, for you to fear the devil, for you to think they're bad. What it is, when you are here for a bigger purpose, when you're here and you are growing, yes, you're going to hit spots. It is God's way of saying, are you ready? Because when you think about it, where you are right now, you would not have been ready for it if you hadn't experienced things that you have already experienced. Think about how many people win the lottery. Oh, I wish I could win the lottery. And they win the lottery, and then within a few years, they're completely broke or they're bankrupt. It's like, how does that happen? Because they weren't ready. When you're not ready, it just falls apart. So when you get to these moments where you think everything's going fine, and then you run into a hiccup, you run into all hell breaking loose or whatever, it is, I don't want to say it's test, for me, it's testing your faith. But not, are you going to pass or are you going to fail? It's, are you ready for what's coming, for the next step? It's like having a baby. You go through periods when you're in labor, you go through periods where things are just, they're fine. And all of a sudden, the contraction hits. And it's like, oh my God. And it's painful. And you don't think it's ever going to be done. But what happens at the end of that contraction? You have pushed that baby closer to birth, right? Further down the birth canal. It's the same thing. You are birthing a new you. Each one of these spiritual contractions, life contractions, isn't Satan coming in trying to destroy you, trying to get you off path. That's you. Coming off path is you not being ready. Is you losing faith? Is you having a limiting belief that, and there is no judgment here. There is no judgment. And this is not, you're messed up, get your shit straight. It's none of that. It is coming from a place of love, because I'm sick of the old agenda. I am sick and tired of people telling me Satan is destroying this, or the devil did this, or whatever. I just want to scream and say, no. Stop spreading the lie. Because we all know you are here to evolve. It takes time. It takes work. It takes effort. It takes things that most people aren't willing to do, because it takes facing the shadow part of you. It takes facing the part of you that most people don't want to look at in themselves. It's easier to blame somebody else. It's easier to externalize every problem you have in life because it's somebody else's fault. Somebody else did this to me. It takes a strong person to come in and say, what is it about me? What do I need to heal within me? So when you're going through these periods where everything's fine, and then you hit a rough patch, and it's like, God, I thought I was ahead of this. I thought I was beyond this. I thought things were going well. What happened? Embrace it. Because step into your faith. You have got to surrender the process to sorry, the dogs are walking around. We just got home. So the dogs are like everywhere. It's like, you have got to surrender the process to the divine. You have got to, because you control nothing. Sorry. But you control everything. And I know that for some that makes absolutely no sense. You can't make anything happen. You have to surrender to God, to your higher self. Sorry, my animals are crazy. Your higher self is trying to get you to the next step. They're trying to birth the new you. Sometimes that takes a contraction. Are they fun? No, not normally. Sometimes they're painful. Sometimes it's a tower moment. Sometimes it's a big thing. Sometimes it's a little thing. It just depends on what. It depends on. Holy cow, hang on. Sorry. It depends on how big your next step is. Because your higher self wants you to succeed. God wants you to succeed. They don't want you to fail. Your essence, your being wants you to succeed. They want to make sure you're ready for whatever the next step is. And the bigger the step, the bigger the tests. And it's not from a place of anything other than love. Because I will tell you, what I'm going through is the tower moment is a huge step in faith. It's huge. everything, you could look at it and say, oh, well, Satan's throwing this up. Satan doesn't want you to succeed. Satan this, Satan that, Satan the other, the devil, whatever you want to call the negative energy. It's bullshit. It is bullshit. It is a lie. It is fear porn. It's whatever you want to call it. It is the universe. It is God. It is source. It is divine. Putting things in your path, having things happen for you, not to you, for you, to make sure you're where you think you are, to make sure you're where you need to be, to make sure you're ready for the next step. Your job is to stay on course. Your job is to keep breathing, just like in a contraction. Just keep breathing and keep pushing through, because on the other side of that is going to be something amazing. This is so, it is so deep rooted. It's, in case you can't tell, it's taking a lot for me to maintain. Because like I said, this kind of thing, when you know the truth, the nonsense that you've been told, it's like, it pisses me off. Just going to tell you. And the people that still want to spread it piss me off, because they refuse to listen to the truth. They refuse to listen to anything other than what they've been fed. Because again, it's easier to blame somebody else. It's easier to say somebody else is doing this to me, i.e. God, because you're pissed at God, i.e. Satan, the devil, whatever. Instead of going within and coming back to a place of love and going, thank you, and seeing where every time you've gotten to this point and you get through it, you're in a better place. This is just one more. It's just one more contraction that you're going through. It's no bigger, it's no different than the rest of the contractions you've gone through your whole life. So, like I said, what I'm personally going through are big contractions. They're moments that yes, make me go, am I making the right move? Did I make the right decision? Am I going in the right direction? And you got to come back to your heart. You got to come back to your intuition. And when the universe says trust the process, you have to trust the process. You just keep breathing. You just keep pushing. Just keep going in the direction that you were led to go. And I promise you, you will get through it. It's like I said to somebody years ago, and it's kind of the same thing. It's like in life, And this, if this offends you, sorry, but it's the analogy I had. In life, everybody has a pile of shit they have to go through to get to the light, to get to the other side. It's how fast do you want to get through the pile of shit? There is no going around it. You're going to go through it one way or another. So, and it's how you look at it. This is Miko. Miko is my special kitty. He loves me. He's very glad I'm home at the moment. But it's how you look at it. You know, if you look at it as doom and gloom, it's going to take you a long time to get through that pile. And it's going to be misery. And it's going to be your hell on earth. If you look at it as it's part of the process, enjoy the process, enjoy life, it can be heaven on earth. Okay, I just have to share this. Again, bear with me. My angels have humor. Because I just heard, because your shit doesn't stink. I can't make this up. It's my angels. It's God. It's divine. Some of the messages as I get are just what I get. You know? So again, it's how you look at it. It is your mindset. And I will tell you, God love my cat. I will tell you, my book, and this isn't about pushing my book. This is about changing your mindset. But that is everything that my book talks about, is how to shift your mindset, cultivating peace and purpose, and finding, oh, my stars, finding the beauty in the beauty in the journey. So I'm going to link my book below. I cannot tell you how on point that book is for what everybody's going through right now. Okay? So again, it's your mindset. You can choose to externalize everything you're going through as somebody else's fault. Somebody else did this to you. The devil is throwing roadblocks up to make sure you don't achieve your goals. No. It is God making sure you're ready for that next step, because He doesn't want you to fail. He wants you, God, Source, Universe, wants you to succeed. So that's why things come up. Trust the process. Surrender, trust the process, and enjoy the journey. And have faith. And if you do those 4 things, you will get to the other side of this pile, and it's going to be amazing. And you're going to look back and go, oh my gosh, I made it. Or, you know what, that wasn't so bad after all. Some of the piles that I've been through, you go back and I sit here now and say, thank you, God, that I went through that, because I learned from it. I grew from it. it helped prepare me for the next step. I told my husband the other night, I said, if you think back, because we just celebrated our second anniversary. I said, if you think back to 2 years ago when we met, and I told you, of course, neither one of us knew where we would be right now, because we have grown, both of us have grown so much in these 2 years. I said, if somebody had come and said, 2 years from now, this is where you're going to be, this is the mindset that you're going to have, these are things that how you're going to have changed, we'd have both looked at them like they had 3 heads and been like, yeah, okay, whatever. It has been a process, but we both look back and we're grateful for the process. Has it been tough on occasion? Yeah. There have been parts where it's like, this is it. We're not going any further. We're done. And then something shifts and, we move forward together. I speak from experience. I tell you the truth. I tell you what God tells me. I don't hide it. I don't get this knowledge just for me. There's something that wants to come out. I'm not selfish with it. I get it to share it. I get it for me so I can share it with you. Because the things that we've been told have been a bunch of lies. Because when they can keep you in fear and blaming somebody else instead of accepting the fact that this is you, making sure that you're ready, especially when it's stuff that, if you're in a situation where you're like, oh my God, can it get any worse? Yes, it can. And if you've been in those situations and you've gotten through it, look back at how you grew. Look back at what it helped you to achieve, how strong it made you. You know the saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger? It does. It's because your higher self, God, source, universe, the creator of all that is, whatever you call the ultimate power of everything, loves you that much. And yes, it loves you that much to put you through whatever shit you're going through. Because it's making you stronger. It's making you better. When you're willing to look at it in a positive light. You get what you focus on. When you focus on the negative, you get more negative. When you focus on positive, you get more positive. So, again, I hope this helps you. It was because talking to my friend, explaining, things that are coming up for us just in the last couple weeks. And I have had to step back and say, am I making the right choice? Am I going in the right direction? And all I hear is trust the process. We have not lied to you yet. Why on earth do you think we're going to lie to you now? We've never let you down. Why on earth do you think we're going to let you down now? And when I started to say the words, because of the programming, started to come out of the universe is testing me or Satan is throwing up blocks, it was like a roadblock came up and said, wrong answer. Here is the true answer. Think back to the videos you've already done. Think back to what you've said. Think back to the downloads that you've gotten so far. Does what you're getting ready to say match any of that? And it's no. And then I got, let me tell you the truth. Have faith in the process. Keep your faith. And it's like, oh my God. Because it's me, my higher self, making sure I'm ready for that next step. Whatever it is. I don't know what it is. Y'all will find out. Once I know, I'll tell you. But I need to be ready for it. I might think I am, but if I fail on this, if I go back on what I feel like is right, because it's hard, things are coming up and they're making me question, and I just go, you know what? No, I'm not gonna continue on this path because it's too hard, or it's too scary, or it's too whatever. No. Then I will fail. I'll get there eventually because I'm here for a bigger purpose. So, and so are a lot of you. So I hope this helps the next time you have a contraction. Think about it. It's not Satan throwing up roadblocks. It's your higher self lovingly saying, can you handle this? Because you gotta get through this contraction to get to the next thing. So anyway, if this makes sense to you, even if it doesn't make sense, it'll make sense to somebody. So you know what? Click that like button, subscribe to my channel, because more stuff comes in all the time, and it's amazing to be able to share this with you. And the channel is growing, so thank you for that. It's amazing. And yeah, like I said, I will link my book below. But I hope you guys have an amazing day. I'm sending you so much love. If you're going through a contraction, grab my hand. Breathe through it. Keep pushing. Because you will get through it. Just look at it in a positive light. So I love you, and we will talk soon.